This is Greg Troutwine with Marine Technology TV, and we're very pleased to be joined today by David Ince, the events director, to discuss the return of Oceanology International Exhibition to London in March of 2022. David, it certainly is good to see you again. And it goes without saying that the past 2 years have created an unprecedented challenge for in-person events. Can you give us an overview of what you and your team have been up to in order to keep the OI brand strong?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Greg, and yeah, good to see you too. It's been a while, and thanks a lot for having me. And yeah, I agree. It's definitely been a difficult couple of years from an event management perspective. You know, there's been an ever-changing landscape of regulations. It differs from country to country, but it's really positive, I think, at the moment to see things moving in the right direction, to support what's never gone away. There's a huge need in every industry to connect people face to face and get people, you know, in front of the technology and the services and the solutions that help them go about their business. So some really exciting stuff that's happening, and really looking forward to Oceanology in a few weeks or in a couple of months. From an Oceanology point of view, I mean, look, we've been busy organizing and reorganizing events, you know, different events in the portfolio, ever-changing landscape, as I said. But the main thing I think the team have been doing better than ever is communicating with all of the different stakeholders that make up the OI community, whether they're exhibitors, speakers, moderators, partners, visitors. And I think we've probably had more, you know, contact with all of these different groups over the last 2 years than we ever normally would have, because we haven't been running the actual physical events. So that's actually a real positive that we'll be able to take away from this last phase, if you like, and use that going forward over the next couple of years. And then the other main thing that we did in October last year was that we ran a whole day of ocean-themed content around decarbonization, sustainability, and some of the key trends that have been continuing to develop in the ocean markets that we serve. And it was partly to keep the flag flying, as you've said, but to really gain some insight on some of the key topics and trends that we're now being able to filter down into the main Oceanology content and conference for London in March.
I know that as of right now, you are a go for your March 2022 dates in London, but as I'm sure you've seen, there have been some large exhibitions that were scheduled for early this year that have already been postponed. I know that the situation is fluid, but can you give us some insights on some critical dates and issues ahead that our viewers should monitor regarding the status of Oceanology International?
Yeah, sure. And the first place is, you know, anyone who knows us and is getting communication from us in whatever capacity, that's the first and foremost place. If anything did happen to change, you know, we will keep those communications as open and fluid as we have done for the last 2 years. And certainly at the tail end of last year, you know, new variants with COVID threw up some challenges that everybody's been keeping an eye on. But I think the really great news is, if certainly from a UK perspective, which I think globally was probably at the beginning of some of those challenges, we're certainly past the peak, and there's some significant positive changes happening. We saw just yesterday, actually, any governmental regulations and restrictions that might have impeded some of the events were dropped in the UK. And I would be quite confident that other countries in Europe and North America will be following suit in various ways in their own time, as they get into those different parts. So yeah, I'm quite confident that we'll be able to deliver a fantastic show in March. But as always, just keep an eye on the website. You're receiving our mails anyway, I'm sure, some of your listeners and viewers. So those are the main channels that we'll be using to keep people up to date. The other thing I'm really confident of is that we can deliver, as we would have before any variants came about, a safe and secure show. You know, our company, along with some of the other main event organizers globally, wrote the protocol on how to run a secure event in a COVID capacity. Some of those things have been in place for over 12 months, you know, and they won't go away.
Back to Oceanology International, can you give us a by the numbers update on OI 22 with insights on the expected number of exhibitors, visitors, and any other metric that you find relevant for someone considering placing OI 2022 on their calendar?
Yeah, sure, sure. I mean, look, at the end of the day, OI is and always has been about connecting the global ocean science and technology communities. It's a place for anyone that's involved in exploring, protecting, sustainably operating in oceans and waterways around the world. So as always, it's a place where people can come to find solutions, content, expertise, new networks, new partners, all in the same room in a convenient place. And everybody, they might be from multiple different end user industries that they're working in, but they're unified by that ocean technology. My expectation is there'll be around 430 to 450 exhibitors, which is, pretty much where we would usually be. I think this year we've got 8 international or regional pavilions that are represented on the show floor. A super full dockside program. It's quite unique in the breadth of on water and in water live product demonstrations that we can allow exhibitors to do because the venue is placed alongside the Royal Victoria Dock in East London. So I think we've got just shy of 20 companies that will be demonstrating different instrumentation, sonar, acoustic, and surface vehicle technologies, all live and on the flesh. That might be on the back of a vehicle or off a pontoon. We've got a comprehensive conference program looking at a variety of different topics and themes, from hydrography, ocean observation, offshore survey, obviously the energy industry, and many more. And then in terms of what's actually on display in the exhibition, well, it's the profile of solutions that you would expect in terms of technology and services. So autonomous vehicles, surface and subsea, remote operated vehicles, all of the platforms that you would expect. The majority of manufacturers have supported the show, as they always do, and are bringing the latest iterations of those platforms to be seen in the flesh. Any of the instrumentation and component technology and acoustics and sonar systems that you'd expect on those platforms. And then really strong and positive for this year as well is some of those end users that you'd expect to see at an Oceanology. So survey companies, operators, developers, are all represented either on the show floor or in different workshops and seminars that are part of the program, or obviously just as delegates as well.
As it stands now with the in-person event planned, how will Oceanology International look the same and how will it look different?
Well, I think the look and feel of it will be similar to anyone who is familiar with OI. I think we've got a huge exhibition. As I said, it'll be almost on par with what people have seen previously. I think the thing that's different is it's the first time most of these companies, including ourselves, have been able to do this in 4 years. That in itself is just going to generate, I think, a huge amount of excitement and potential from all of the attendees, just to be able to talk to each other in the flesh. We've all been doing this virtually for quite a long time. And what we've found, even within my own team, it's not only exhibitors talking to their customers, it's companies talking to their colleagues that haven't seen each other for years. There'll be at least 3 members of our team that I haven't seen in the flesh since 2019. So all of that, I think, will give a really palpable sense of excitement and I think a good feeling, which is great. As I said, we've got a sold out dockside program. There's more happening on the water than ever before. Something that's new for this year is we're running a daily Ocean Futures keynote sessions on the exhibition floor. We want the focus to be on meetings, networking, learning, discovering solutions, to be focused on that exhibition floor. We've got daily keynote sessions. The opening day is looking at the new blue economy. On the Wednesday, we'll be focusing on the energy transition. And then on the Thursday, we're focusing on the role that technology and science plays in developing each other. And we've got some really fantastic speakers that are confirmed to come and, again, deliver these keynote sessions in the flesh. So anyone who's able to come, I think, please do register now. Registration's open on the website, and we'd love to see you there.
Okay, well, David, it will be good to see you again, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the run up to OI 2022.
Cheers, Greg. Thanks. Good to see you.